Gonzaga had base runners on quite a bit today. You feel fortunate to only have given up 5 runs today?
Yeah, I think that our pitchers did a good job with runners on bases. I mean, we gave them a run or two by making a mistake or two in the field, and had a ball get to the backstop with 2 outs, runner at third, and I think that runner got on a ground ball that was kind of left in the dirt, and they took advantage of a couple things, but our pitchers seemed to find a way to make a big pitch, say runners at second and third, 2 down, first, third, 2 down, and I think think back on the one inning, they had runners at first and second, nobody out. I think we only ended up giving up 1 run, and that was really good to see. I mean, you think about Denton's outing was outstanding. Came in and went through like, I don't know, 4, 5, and 6 in the order somewhere in there, and got 3 strikeouts, and that was big time for us. So we did a really nice job out of the bullpen today. Really good job.
What do you think of the way that Caleb pitched, and then does he maybe factor in as your third starter on the weekend right now?
At first, I think he pitched really well for 2 innings. The first inning was outstanding. Second inning was really good. It almost looked like he started getting a little bit tired, a little fatigued, even though the pitch count wasn't up. He hasn't really done this and competed, had the adrenaline going. It's been a while. He threw last weekend, but when I say multiple innings, multiple pitches, but I thought his stuff was pretty good, and he came out and threw nothing but strikes for the most part, which was what we wanted. So, I mean, he'd have an opportunity to get in there and pitch on the weekend. So, but we answered a lot of questions this weekend about our bullpen and some guys coming out and doing a good job. You think about Tress coming in, the 2 days, Vermillion, boy, his stuff was nasty today. I mean, he's throwing the ball mid-90s with, an 87-mile-an-hour slider-type pitch that just kind of was falling off the table. And, you could even say Zach Morris, his stuff was really good today. I mean, he faced 6 hitters in the 7th inning, and I think he threw 10 pitches. Got ground balls, that's what we want. And come in throwing strikes at 93 miles an hour. It's going to do nothing but get better and better, I would feel like. So, really good job by the pitching staff today on a day. Honestly, today was more of that trap game for us. We could have walked away from this. We won the first 3, but our guys showed up today. Rainy day, 3-0. They had a great attitude. They just came out and played. Showed some real maturity today. We didn't have to try to pep anybody up or, hey, we got to go get them. We didn't have to say anything. They just got after it.
Yeah, Dave, what you think of Robert Moore's weekend? At the play on the field, in the field, and also that play he made today where he took third on the Kerstead walk.
Heads up play and into every pitch. And I think the difference this weekend compared to last weekend offensively for Robert. Last weekend, Robert just was trying to get hits. He was trying to catch up with all the other guys and, swung at pitches and didn't take walks. This weekend, he saw a lot of pitches. Took a couple walks today, yesterday, fouled off pitches, got some hits. You just saw more of what he's all about as far as at the plate. But defensively, he's always, he's been good both weekends. But he's off to a good start, and is he standing over here? That's what I felt. I could feel him breathing on me back here. I'm not going to say anything else because he's standing there. That's all I got.
Do you think of giving Denton another inning, or do you feel he's time of 1 inning?
Yeah, I mean, I think he did exactly what we wanted him to do. We pitched him, I think, Thursday a little bit. We got him up Friday 2 different times where he was hot. We set him down. He was hot. Then we weren't even going to be able to pitch him. Didn't pitch yesterday. I think that was enough. I mean, he knows his role is to come in there and either give us a couple innings, keep it where it is, or get out of a jam, get some right-handed hitters out, maybe get a ground ball. And, he came in and struck out the side, 14, 15, 16 pitches, whatever he threw. And it was, I think that was good letting it go there. We had some guys that we wanted to get in the game.
Do you think about moving? I know you moved Robert up from 9-hole to 8-hole. Do you think about moving him up a little higher next weekend?
This is the way I look at it. I want our lineup to be really deep, and I tell the guys, a couple times already this spring that just because you got, example Franklin, just because you got moved down, I'm moving you down there for a reason. Trying to lengthen this lineup, maybe a little pop in the middle, maybe a little more speed, and I think all of our hitters, you could put them in different spots and they would do a great job. But I think time will play that out. But as of right now, I like the way our lineup feels for the most part with the guys that are hitting either 6, 7, 8, 9, because, you know, sometimes pitchers might go, okay, yeah, I'm at the end of the order, and they relax. Before you know it, we got a single and a double, because I have confidence in those guys. It just gives us an opportunity mentally to feel like, hey, we're going to score every inning.
You started Tamez and catching. How do you feel about his performance and how he called the game?
I thought he did a great job. You know, he didn't really call the game. We called pitches for him, but the pitcher had the option to, you know, to shake him off. You know, I'll take that back. We called a lot of pitches, but some innings we said, you call the pitch, but the pitcher knew that that the freshman was calling the pitch and not the coaches. And so they had the option to shake him off like they always do, and they did shake him off a lot. But I thought overall he did a great job, because when you don't really notice the catcher, that's a good thing. You know, you weren't seeing balls, you know, going back to the backstop or kicking way off. I thought he made a really nice block with a runner in scoring position, and he got 2 hits and a walk, and he's definitely a threat at the plate. So after 5 innings, the guys that we had coming in, I just felt like, you know, I told Opitz to be ready to kind of pick him up in the middle of the game, and it worked out.
Blake Adams still finding his way a little bit out there.
Yeah, I mean, he was just a little wild. He was behind in the count, left some fastballs up, and did a nice job on a breaking ball. They one of the hits that was kind of down. It was one of their best hitters, their top of the order hitter. You know, so yeah, I mean, he's got a good arm, and it's like anything. You learn how to pitch at different levels, and you know he's got to hit spots. You hit spots, you're going to be fine. You know, it doesn't matter if you throw 97 miles an hour. If you don't locate it, these guys are going to hit it, because everybody's got these velocity guys now, and they're seeing it in their scrimmages, and it's just another day if you don't locate it for them.
How good was it to see Casey finally get one out of the park, and then what was kind of the reception in the dugout after that?
Yeah, I mean, it was good to see him hit one, get into one. He just missed one earlier in the game, just barely missed it, and flew to the warning track. If he'd hit it yesterday, it might have blown out of the park with the way the wind was blowing. But, you know, for him to hit a home run, driving a run, I mean, it's all good. And, you know, I said this to the team. We had some guys that really hit well last weekend, this weekend not so good, but we had a bunch of guys hit good this weekend that didn't hit great last weekend. And, you know, we're winning, and that's the bottom line. And you know, it's like today, Goodhart had a really good day. Had 3 hits, 3 RBIs, and had a couple of bats where he saw 10 pitches. And it's been a little bit of everybody, and it's good to see.
Gonzaga's picked to win its league. I know you won 4 games, but do you feel like that's a pretty good team that you beat this week?
I think it's a real good team. You know, they're going to go back home, regroup for a few days, and they're going to fly out and play at South Alabama next weekend. And then the next weekend we play South Alabama here. We'll definitely be following them, and I think they're going to win a lot of games. I think those first 2 starting pitchers they have are just crafty. They're good. They're not overpowering, but they're going to get them into the 6th and 7th inning, and they're going to score runs with those big hitters. The kid that started today, he had good stuff. He even popped a couple up there, 92, 94 miles an hour, but he left some balls up. We fouled off a lot of pitches. I think he's a good pitcher as well, and he's a senior. So, you know, they'll end up having a really good year.
You said a minute ago you got a lot of things answered this weekend. Like, could you be more specific, and just how do you feel about the team with the
Well,
6-1
just
start?
more specific, the only thing, unless you ask me a certain question, is I'll say that with our pitchers, you know, now I have confidence in Zach Morris, and I think the team does as well, because you're going to come in there from the left side, throwing the ball 92, 93 miles an hour, he's going to throw strikes. And for Vermillion to come in, a guy that's had a hamstring issue, has been healthy but hadn't faced a lot of live hitting, I mean, he really wanted the ball again today. And he wanted to work, and you know, he just pitched the other day, gave it to him again. He was even better today than he was his first outing. So now we know that we have a shot to use him maybe twice on the weekend, but his stuff's good enough to get out good hitters. And you think about Elijah Tress coming in throwing the ball 95 about every pitch, and you know, he came in 2 different outings and threw nothing but strikes and low strikes, and they made contact. He only got a couple strikeouts or 1 strikeout, but at least we know what we're getting. And, you know, that's kind of what I mean, more of the pitching staff as far as that bullpen. Still looking for maybe a guy who's going to be that 3rd starter, but it's going to evolve. And, you know, we've only played 7 games, but we've answered a lot of questions.
Can you talk a little bit about the competition you'll see this weekend and playing in that tournament in Houston?
Yeah, I mean, it's you know, you can say it's a step up, and it is because they're probably, you know, they're from major universities, major leagues, top, you know. We're going to see a right-hander on Friday that's going to probably sit about 97, 98. Saw him for an inning in the fall. Stuff's great. Played with Team USA last year, and, you know, a couple of our guys got to play with him there. And, you know, we know what we're in for there. And then we've got the Longhorns on Saturday at night. I'm sure it's going to be a great crowd. And, you know, it's Texas. We're playing Texas in the state of Texas. It's going to be a big challenge. And then Baylor, you know, it's Steve Rodriguez is a good friend of mine. We coached together with, you know, Team USA, and he's a really good coach. And he's got that Baylor program going in the right direction. They had a great year last year, and they've got some really good players. And so it's just going to be a really good tournament. You know, it's the SEC against the Big 12 for the most part, and it's a really good ballpark. We know if it's cold, they'll close the roof. We know the weather's going to be good no matter what, and we're going to get our games in. I think that's a major plus when you travel. You know you're going to play, and you're going to play in a good climate. But it's our first time on the road with a bunch of new guys that, you know, they got to learn how to handle the travel a little bit and the hotel and everything else, and playing on a different field. So I think it'll be a learning experience. Hopefully it goes good for us as far as wins and losses. But if it doesn't, we're still going to get better.
Yeah, I think 9 guys had a hit today. With you, Casey, coming in off the bench, had a hit. So what do you think about it? I guess you're hitting up and down the lineup, and also I know the rosters have obviously turned over since the last time you played Gonzaga, but they kind of had your all's numbers.
Yeah.
Did they feel like good payback this weekend?
Well, I thought, you know, for the most part, the lineup did a really nice job of battling. We got some of their pitchers' pitch counts up, and we fouled off a lot of pitches. I thought we did a really nice job this weekend of taking some walks and you know, just not pressing, trying to hit the ball too much, take what they give you. You know, and like I said, there's some guys that still aren't hitting yet that are good hitters, or they're not hot yet, so to speak, but it's hard to stay hot every game. You know, you just look for a certain approach and stick with it and let the next guy do his job. And as far as Gonzaga, you know, I mean, I think we played them a couple, 3-4 years back, and you know, the first game was a pretty good ball game, and they beat us. Second game, they hammered us pretty good because we couldn't throw it over the plate. I'll never forget it. I think we finally got the lead like 5-3, and next thing you know, we're down like 8-3, 8-5. And then it was 10-5. I think it beat us 15-5. And then they celebrated pretty good in the outfield. And we didn't throw any strikes. And but we're a little more advanced than that team was at that time. Okay.